Today we're driving this 2023 Jeep Wagoneer L Series 3. Let's see how this big beast drives on the road. Before we do, let me give you a brief tour of this car so that we know a little bit about what it's like before we take it out on a drive. So it starts up right away and has a really cool animation in the gauge clusters that will be fully digital. Now this car is humongous, so you're going to notice that throughout this brief tour. And right off the bat, love the white color, and I love this front end. Like, you have this 7-sided grille that has a little bit of chrome for the Series 3 model and some more chrome that's throughout the front end. And I love the LED headlights and Wagoneer branding. We have 20-inch wheels for the Series 3 model. You can upgrade to 22s if you want to. And you have that nice fender and Wagoneer branding down below. Power running boards are an option, however we do not have that on today's tester, and look at how humongous that is. Just amazing. We have roof rails on the top, however we do not have a sunroof, so you could kind of see that as we go and transfer to the back. So pretty plain, mostly the same as the Grand Wagoneer, except not as much gloss black. Wagoneer branding, some gloss black up there, but overall not that much. We can open the tailgate by kicking your foot under there, and just look at the amount of space. 44 cubic feet behind the third row, and that is just basically unheard of. Even those giant cars like the Yukon XL, Ford Expedition Max cannot beat this, and of course you may put them down by pushing the button. You have a little bit of storage underneath there, but basically that is it. Hopping into the back seats, you have a very roomy third and second row, but getting back here is so easy, and you have so much room in this back seat. I could not even believe it when I got back here the first time. You have plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom, even when the seat is slid all the way back, and you have a cup holder and some USB ports, and plenty of space to put anything that you need. Now, getting out of it is very simple. You just push that button, and now we're going to move on to the second row. This front seat area is very nice and very similar to the Grand Wagoneer. You have very nice wood trim, a little bit of plastic and leather, and running boards. The leather will be very nice on the seats, and it will be perforated as well. You have a very luxurious cabin for $86,000, and I am pretty impressed. You have your headlight controls down there, very nice materials with wood, soft-touch plastic, and a little bit of piano black and leather throughout. You have a wireless phone charger down there, more USB ports, and physical climate controls. However, you do have to control the heated and ventilated seats up on the sides. You can also do these digitally if you're not feeling like using the actual physical ones. And we also have a very high resolution backup camera with a 360 top-down view. Up top, we do not have a panoramic sunroof. However, I would like to see that, and you have your garage home link buttons right there. So now starting our test drive right here, as you can see, it's kind of cumbersome to drive around town. I mean, if you lived in the suburbs, it would be a lot easier, but just knowing and just having the feeling of like doubt that you might ding another car and scratch your own car, it's not always the nicest feeling to have with such an expensive and humongous car like this. So if you're looking for daily drivability, I probably wouldn't get this. If you want to take this to work, definitely not. I mean, you could live without that extra trunk space, right? The normal Wagoneer has a pretty good amount of trunk space already. But daily driving, it rides very nicely. The 20-inch wheels and those really meaty sidewalls do block out most of the bumps in the road. We are on a very bumpy and noisy road right now, so please excuse all that extra noise. However, I know that would be a lot quieter if we didn't have that. Now, I'm not feeling a lot of bumps in the road, to be honest, and that's actually a good thing. Like, you don't want to have so many bumps in the road if you're just trying to read in the car and not get car sick. Like, I've seen that happen many times. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a little bit of acceleration on the freeway ramp right now. Doesn't look like it with all these cars in front of us, but we'll try to get as much acceleration out of this as we can. We are using the 5.7, well, the 5.7 is gone, excuse me, this 3.0 liter 6 turbo, the Hurricane engine, and you don't get as much power as you do in the Grand Wagoneer. I'll save that for later. Let's just see how much acceleration we can get. And here we go. Okay, and that's about all we can get. We'll have another acceleration clip later in the video. So I'll just go on with my specs right now. This two-wheeler is about 420 horsepower, so not a lot of power compared to the Grand Wagoneer, which had 510, and we could feel that. So right off the bat, my driver said that he could feel that this was not as fast as the Grand Wagoneer we drove recently. However, it still is plenty fast for everyday drivers, and you probably are not going to go to the drag strip with this, but if you need to pass on the right or just get up to speed on the ramp, you can do this well in the Wagoneer L. Now, this is the L version, so you have a little bit of extra power for this that normal Wagoneer would not have as much power. There's a little bit of an acceleration clip, not really, but passing power, the amount of torque it has is really good. I'm happy that it has this much torque if you just need to get a rolling start, which probably happens a lot. You don't usually need to get a start from like a dead stop. So most people need the rolling start. I will be doing a transmission test later in the video, but for now I'll do the wind noise test. I actually have now a sound level reader, so I could actually measure while we were driving the amount of sound that was entering in the cabin. So at about 70 miles per hour that we were going earlier, and when I did measure it, this was actually really surprising. It was about 78 decibels. That is really quiet, you guys, compared to what I see these days. So I'm very impressed, Jeep. Great job at that. Now, that might not be like spot on accurate. It might be like 1 or 2 decibels off, but this is our acceleration clip. So let's do it. This will also be our handling and transmission test. So this is going to be like a 3-in-1. And here we go. Wow, this thing still can get up to speed. And there we go at about 55 miles per hour, slowing down for the curve. The handling was horrible. 15 inches of extra length, you guys, and that definitely shows with this Wagoneer L. That felt like we were gonna roll over and like go into the grass, and I'm not lying right now. That handling was horrible. So that probably can't even do the go between the cones, because it's going to be like so much body lean that it's just gonna break the cones. So handling, I cannot say I was impressed with that. I'm not expecting much from a humongous car like that, but I've been in the Yukon XL and that handled a lot better than this, so I expect them to fix that. Now this drive is about to be done, so let me just do the transmission evaluation really quick. The 10-speed automatic transmission was great, quick, responsive, and it's not the most reliable, but I'll take it. So parking in this, let's see how it goes. We have a nice high resolution backup camera. However, parking in this is gonna be nightmares because like turning right into a parking space front end is just not gonna work. But we have all these different views, so parking should be a little bit easier with this. That's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.